folks, it's Lance from JR Jeep. Thank you for stopping by. Today I am going to share with you some thoughts on a Kickstarter project which I endorsed back last year that came to fruition. I actually got the pans in the mail earlier this week, so I want to share with you what those look like and my first thoughts of them. And I also want to share a little bit about what I think about Kickstarter projects so far based on my experience. So with that said, maybe grab a cup of coffee like I did and let's get started. So here's the box that came the other day. I hadn't looked online at the Kickstarter page for a while, and I saw that they shipped these out on February 8th. So I received it in like a day. So that was pretty good. But also there's a backstory to that. So I will share that out. So let's open up the box and see what we got here. So we have two pans that were nestled together. I have some information, and here you're going to see basically how to get the pan seasoned and such. So that's there. And then cooking tips and storage help. So that's a nice little sheet there. We have the all-important sticker. And hello from the great outdoors, Goso Cookware. And on the back they have some information in relation to their page in that. So some good shares there. And they actually have a hot pad or a trivet. So that's pretty cool. That's sort of like a leather material. Pretty nice. And the pans are well packaged. These are very heavy. And in a moment later on in the video, I'll show you on shipping scale the weight of these, because I think that's very important. Because cookware in general, well, let me give you a little backstory first. So my background before I switched careers about 17 years ago was that I was part owner and operator in the restaurant, and I was also the chef. So naturally my background leans me towards good cookware. Don't have to be extravagant with it, but if you buy cookware, you're probably going to buy it once, and it's going to last you a lifetime. Thus, people's thoughts around cast iron cookware, which you can pass that down family member to family member, and they're still going to be able to keep it. Well, these are carbon steel pans. Carbon steel pans next to cast iron pans are probably one of the best pans out there to cook in. Once you season them, they're generally very non-stick. They have some weight, as I mentioned already. What the weight's important for is basically that's going to retain the heat. So when you're doing cooking methods that require a good sear on something, you want to get that even browning or even sear, it's going to allow to do that without dissipating heat too quickly. Thin cookware can't hold on to that heat. It's relying on the burner. And what happens when you add maybe a bigger piece of meat or something in there, it's going to chill quickly. And when it chills quickly, it's probably going to stick. It's not going to sear like you want to and brown and get that nice caramelization. So just something to keep in mind. They do package one 12-inch pan and 10-inch pan. And both of these have the weight to it. Now there's another thing in here, and I haven't even opened this yet, so let's do that. Get out my little handy dandy Harbor Freight keyblade. They're very reasonable if you need one for your keychain. And these are the handles. So there's a detachable handle. Yep, and that's what it is. You see, that's nice and long. It does even have a hook on it. Very long. And it's a clamp. So basically you can put that on there like so. Just like that. So you got a good handhold on it. It's not going to get out of your grip, but it's very easy to take off as well. That makes actually for easier cleaning and also for storage of these items. because we are taking these with us in the field, even though you could use these at home. But nice handle. So let's put the packaging aside here. So, as I mentioned, first thoughts on these pans are excellent construction. I think they did an outstanding job. When you're doing a Kickstarter project, a lot of times you have to rely on the information shared in the video and information they give you. It isn't something you can visually see, so you're trusting that the people are sharing good information with you and are going to be true to that vision of what they want to sell and offer to the public. And I think in this case, they rocked it. They did excellent. So one thing I mentioned earlier in the video is the facet how well made these are, these pans. So I thought a good way to showcase that would be to just get out a shipping scale, like so, and share with you what the weights are of these. So we again have the 8-inch and the 12-inch. So we're going to weigh this first. And we're coming in at just under 2 pounds for the smaller pan. Well, let's try the larger one. So the larger one is about 2 1/4. I think that's pretty impressive, and we don't even have a handle on that. So I think that's awesome. So another testament to the quality of the pans. And then we'll go on to talk about Kickstarter. Now, my thoughts about Kickstarter. And this is the first purchase I've made through Kickstarter. So for those of you that have used Kickstarter before, I really would like to hear your thoughts and how your Kickstarter project went, be it pans or anything else. I'd like to hear what you've experienced with them, because so far in my experience, I'm seeing the same thing happen, which is many times a false expectation of shipping time. Like I said, I endorsed this back in, I believe it was late June of last year. Now I'm thinking, okay, easily, you're doing this. They had, the Kickstarter fundraising part of it. That came to fruition in a couple weeks, and it was fully funded for what their goal was. And then they started. Well, there was initial expectations that the pan would ship out late September, then October, and then, as you can see, it just progressed. And there wasn't really what I would say a lot of good information in relation to that. Why there was correspondence, it didn't really narrow anything down as to what you could expect for shipping time. I think I get where they're going with this. This is a person trying to create a business, trying to create a product to put there in the field, and they're relying probably on manufacturers that they work with because they don't have the facilities necessarily themselves, or they're just setting this up at the first time to know what that's going to look like. They'll probably run into hiccups and headaches of their own during this process. That said, I still would like to see a little bit more clarity on these. If you're going to launch this product and if you think ideally it's going to be 6 to 8 months, then just say 6 to 8 months. I'd rather know up front what it is. Like, for instance, the way it initially sounded, I thought I would have these pans for a trip in October. Well, that didn't come to fruition. So, now I'm waiting until I go out in the field again, although I'll probably use them at home after I season them. And that will be an upcoming video. I'll show you what I do on these and how I season them. I'm going to follow the directions in there, although I've seasoned pans before. But I want to see what they got to say, and that's why I'm going to go forward with that. Another Kickstarter project I have endorsed, which is run into the same situation, is a pellet smoker by it's a company called AdSmoke. And there isn't a lot of clarity there. So far, what I heard recently on the 8th, I just checked, is that there is shipping coming out of New Jersey fairly shortly. But in that context, if it is, and today is the 12th, I would like to see tracking numbers or something come out to explain, at least give it a little idea of when that's going to happen. Again, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think with these projects though, and this is not just based on me, it's other feedback I'm seeing in the forums there, is clarity around this would be greatly helpful. Because I see a lot of people getting frustrated, and I understand today's society is instant gratification society. So if you're going to do this, don't look at instant gratification. Look at the product, and you think this is going to be a product that you'll really like based on the information, and go with that. So that's what I got to say on this today. Like I said, my follow-up video will be on seasoning the pans. I'll share with you what I did with that, and I want to share my first cooking experience with the pan and see how I like that. As always, I thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this video an insight into Kickstarter, maybe a little helpful if you're planning on doing a purchase yourself. I see lots of stuff constantly there, and now it's just my mind setting expectations of what that would look like if I'm going to endorse something. And I gotta really think, do I need this? Is this something I can wait for a year? You know, just looking at it that way. So, till next time, have a great day. Look forward to the other videos relating to this product. And today, just to share, we are having a major snowstorm in the area. As much as I'd like to get outside and work on the Jeep, it's not been possible really lately. Don't really have a heated garage, so I have to trust with the weather and the elements. The only thing I will share that I did, and if you want to see a video on it, let me know. I changed out the battery terminals on Dangerous Type with marine terminals. I will state straight out, I don't like the Jeep JK battery terminals that they put on there. They are terrible. So if you want to see that, I can definitely share a video of what I did. It was pretty easy. But that would be a suggestion if you are also having problems with that. So till next time, again, thanks for stopping in. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.